Hi. It's time for another edition of Weekend Supersellers. I'm John Kopora, the managing editor of magic.tcgplayer.com, and as is my sworn duty, I'm going to walk you through the best-selling Magic cards of the weekend. There's a triple-header Grand Prix in Las Vegas, so there's lots to cover. Let's go! Glorybringer kicks us off, and if you ask me, this is a prime example of getting in on the ground floor. The current price tag on Glorybringer is about as cheap as it's going to get, and it's only going to get better in Standard as sets rotate out. It's a smart move to start picking these up now. Zach Elsick, brewer extraordinaire, made waves at last weekend's Modern Grand Prix with a Grand Architect brew, kind of like the one Corbin featured a while back. The price trend on the card is steady for now, and long-term demand is unlikely to go up. The deck's more or less just a flash in the pan, so don't buy into a potential price spike unless you're looking to play the card. Throne of the God Pharaoh also featured heavily in Elsick's deck. He tweeted all weekend about how the Throne overperformed. Deck looks incredibly sweet. Bomac Courier's making a small splash in Modern, where it was seen in a 5-0 affinity list from Magic Online. Cranial Plating Sure Do Love Haste and the late game card draw potential make Bomac Courier worth looking at. Bristling Hydra features heavily in standard energy decks as a finisher, and some of the builds also incorporate Channeler Initiate as a mana ramp creature in the early game that transforms into a formidable creature in the mid game. Champion of Ronus. I don't know why Champion of Ronus sold well over the weekend. I've always had a soft spot for Elvish Piper since I was like 11, but yeah, I don't know what the deal with Champion of Ronus is. Let me know in the comments, I guess. Same goes for Hepatra, Vizier of Poisons. The card rules and can snowball into a nightmare for any opponent, but I'm confused as to why it sold so well, especially on this weekend. So if anyone knows what the deal is with either of these cards, drop me a line, please. Smallpox was our fourth best-selling card this week on the back of Warren Woodward's top 16 finish at the Modern GP with a white-black Smallpox deck. Sometimes making your opponent have no cards in play or in hand just works. And yes, taking up the top 3 spots and 5 of the top 6 spots in our countdown, those beautiful, beautiful Amonkhet Full Art Basics. People are still buying these like crazy, and why not? Full art lands are a really nice long-term investment, and these lands will be sought after long after Amonkhet goes out of print. That's it for this edition of Supersellers, but if you enjoyed this, be sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel to see more of these all the time, as well as videos by the pros. And if you're watching this on Monday, we have a 5% kickback on all Magic singles through today, so if any of these cards tickle your fancy, pick them up today and get a nice little kickback. I know I'm going to try to pick up some Ethereum Sculptors because that blue steel deck looks amazing. See you Friday for another edition of Supersellers.